Okay.
Yay, we are live. So, hello and welcome, Nina. Welcome on this beautiful Monday morning.
Thank you.
It's a very good way to start our day, our week with this interview. And I'm so excited to have you and to find out what you're going to give us today, right? I want to find out what your golden nuggets are. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you, Nina, to tell us a little about, who you are and what you do.
hmm Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure, welcome.
I am Nina Cruz.
Yeah.
I am the founder of Mummy Tree.
Hmm.
So I started this mummy's blog about 2014, and when I became a mum,
Okay.
I really struggled. I struggled with postnatal depression,
Mm.
and this gave me an outlet really to share my story as well as connect to other mums.
Yeah.
And as it's evolved, and I've learnt along the way, I have really found this deep desire to actually make an impact and help other mums along the road too,
Mm.
to possibly get some insights, become more aware of what's going on, and some shortcuts. So, to alleviate the stress and the struggle that can come with children. So
Yep.
it's really a holistic perspective. It's not just your mind; it's your mind, body, soul, spirit path,
Yep. Yep.
and it's bringing them all together and really finding your passion as a mum. Because when you're passionate and you're grounded in yourself,
Yep.
then you will parent your children from that space, and anything's possible.
Yeah, I really love what you just said because I have experienced this myself. Like I've got a little girl and she's turning 1 in about 20 days. So
Wow.
whenever I used to be anxious or when I was like desperately hoping she goes to bed right now, she just would not. While
Yeah.
whenever I just told myself, okay, I'm here with you. I'm just here with you. You take as long
Yeah.
as you want. I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
And she would be asleep in 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
yes, it really comes from our energy, our groundedness. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So it's definitely, children will crack you open, will change your life permanently.
Totally.
Good, bad, all aspects. You
Totally.
will be triggered by your child. They are brought to this world to trigger
Yep.
you, so you grow and you become the best person you can be. And they chose you as your parent, as your mom, as your parent.
Totally.
And
Totally.
they are your guide, they're your guru, they're your Buddha. I call my little ones my Buddhas because they're teaching me
Are
stuff
you
more
serious?
than
I call
anybody
I
else
call
in
mine my God as well. Like seriously, I tell her all the time, "You're my little God. Like you are my living
yeah,
God." Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So they come with such lessons, such clarity, and we need to be listening to them, not the other way so much.
Exactly.
We need to be,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful. Right.
So
So tell me,
yeah.
yeah, you were saying something.
No, so you were talking about success before, and
Mm.
in terms of what I find or deem as successful in
Mm-hmm.
life, and with my business and whatnot, and with my children, my family, my success model has changed dramatically
Mm.
since I became a mum.
Yeah.
So and it was a bit of a struggle at first, because when my son arrived, I was looking outside myself constantly, comparing myself to another. My child's not doing this. Why?
Mm.
I was blessed with a catnapper, because I had to go through every lesson, because that now I see is what I'm meant to teach other mums, how to
Yeah.
go through these struggles.
Yeah.
So my model of success has gone from everything external, like, to everything within. Now
Wow.
there is the model drastically changed, and now for me to know that I'm successful is to know that I don't need anything outside of myself to fill me up. My children don't need to fill me up. They don't need to tell me they love me. They don't need to give me anything. I'm whole, complete, no matter what
Yeah.
is happening, no matter what my to-do list gets done, whether I have so many likes on my Facebook page. Nothing outside of me will
Matters.
give me
Yeah.
success. So it's that really internal sense of knowing, following my heart, my truth, and then I find that is complete success. So, and I pray and hope that my children mirror that they know that they're whole complete successful without doing anything, without going and getting the grades, without going to university, without doing this. That their path is open. I really have let go of so much of what I thought, what it was meant to be as a mum, or what I was meant to be doing as a mum, and now it's radically changed. And it's a lot more peaceful now. I don't have these expectations of them. They just we stay in the moment together. We have fun in the moment.
Yep.
And I deal with what's going on in the moment. I'm not dealing with where they're going to be in their, what schools. I'm not dealing with, oh my gosh, when they're a teenager. I'm going to deal with it when it arrives. Right now, I want to be present.
That's like, in the coaching world, as they say, you're talking about a problem that doesn't even exist. Which is,
that's right.
Which is an elegant way of procrastination. So you're not looking at the things that are urgent in your life right now, while you're just choosing to spend time and make dramas about things that are not even real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and when you say,
go ahead.
When you worry about the future, you're in anxiety. When you worry about the past, you're depressed. But when you're in the now, you're grateful. You're in gratitude. You're centered, and your children feel this. So, and they mirror you. They may not listen to you, but they mirror exactly what you're doing. And they may not hear your words, but then one day they'll say something and you'll be like, wow, they really listen. They listen.
Yep.
You may not think they do.
They see things, right? Like, Nina, I love your wisdoms. Like, you're already throwing knowledge bombs, and they are so true and so powerful. And can you believe, like, the synchronicity of the situation right now? Just 5 minutes before I stepped on to this interview, I just made a very, very powerful post on my Facebook timeline.
Wow.
Which just said, internal work equals external success. Now, what are you
Exactly.
That's all I wrote. And then this is what you say.
Well, I think the problem is, if you've got that external model of success, then and you reach it, well, then you're never satisfied. You're always trying to build and get to the next point. If you can just be fully in your own essence and be content with where you're at, instead of trying to push to somewhere, push to something, then you get there, you're not happy. It's not enough. So for me, it's really about, I'm enough.
Yep.
I'm complete. Nothing needs to fill me up.
Yep.
And from that space, I feel that I can create and be successful in whatever happens, whoever's drawn to me, whoever feels they want to learn from me, or dig deeper into what's really going on, who they are. And that's what it's all about, tapping into who you are and letting your children be who they are, instead of putting your agendas onto them. So, I mean, most people spend their life trying to figure out who they really are. I mean, imagine if you grow up, if you're a child, and you already know who you are.
Yeah.
Without having to worry about being something you're not. So I think, and
I'm so glad to hear your perspectives, because my values and my style, my thinking about parenting just so matches with what you're saying. And I think children, it's their right. Like, they can't express when they're young, but they've got their own very, very special individual identity, and we need to give them their own space, right? Like,
and it's going to be exactly the opposite of what you think they should be doing, how they should be acting. And that's where as a mom or as a parent, your discipline has to kick in. That does not mean anything about you. It does not. So they want to yell and sing really loudly. Let them yell and sing really loudly. Exactly. Let them dance out in the street.
Yeah.
They're just in the moment, enjoying, and allowing them to be who they are. I think it can become really dangerous when you try to push your agenda onto your child, because then there's this inequality where they feel they have to achieve to be loved, and then this cycle continues. their success model of the world becomes exactly, or is outside of themselves, that I have to get this grade for my parents to love me and see, and then okay, well, next time do better. And then it's a continual, it's pressure, and the kids are living in this pressure cooker right now, and
Totally.
And we need to release it. We need to release it and let them be who they are instead of trying to suffocate them.
Totally. And it's
So
like they are so naturally uninhibited. Like we as adults, we've got to do work to get rid of the inhibitions that we've picked up along the way. And here there are these beautiful children. They are just so free, and we teach them, no, this is not how you shout. This is not how you sing in public.
Well, that's right. Or
you must not.
As I grew up, it's like children are seen, not heard. Like, be quiet, and you do not want to silence their spirit. And this is where your power has to kick in, where your discipline and your detachment from it. Because once you detach from stuff that's going on, it doesn't have that trigger. It won't be challenging you. You're like, okay, my child's doing that. It's just doing that. It's got nothing to do with me.
It means nothing.
And then you detach.
Let's not be meaning-making machines as we humans are. He did this.
That's right.
That means I have not given him good manners, which is
exactly. And what is good manners? They're gonna. It's not saying that you don't hold the boundary. You still hold the boundary, and you be firm when you need to. But there's that space of allowing, and there may be that space of letting go as well. That maybe you've realized your rules and the way you're living is too rigid, and you need to pull back. Maybe you need to let go a little bit. Like the example you gave with allowing your child, it didn't want to sleep, because the more you resist and the more you push your agenda on your child, the more they will push. It's like two egos that get in the room together. One has to drop down.
Totally.
Otherwise you both suffer.
Totally.
So it's that energy exchange, and remembering that what energy you bring into the room, your energy will match. You will be a vibrational match to whatever's going on. So if you go head on with your child, will only get more of what you don't want. So it's just it's really it's really changing you first. It's about you. You want to change your child, you change you.
And again, one more thing that you mentioned earlier was about your children will always mirror you. So if you want to really teach them something, be that person. Because if you just lead by example, they are bound to pick that up from you, because they love to pick up your wrongs, and they will equally love to pick up your rights as well.
And bad attention is still attention. So they're gonna give it. If they want attention, they'll get it in a bad way if it's gonna get your attention. So you've also got to balance. You've got to balance that you're giving that attention and that presence and that time when they're doing some really great stuff, and that they know that they don't just have to get your attention by doing the wrong thing. So it's really trying to balance that, but holding that boundary. I say no to my son quite often. If I know that is it, that no, it's it. It's bedtime now, and I have to hold it. It's hard sometimes. I have to hold it. No, it's bedtime. We'll do that tomorrow. No, it's bedtime. And it takes a while. He's pretty persistent. And then, I will divert his attention and go, let's read a book. It's bedtime. So it's really holding those boundaries, but as well as balancing out and knowing when to let go. Like, I'm pretty strict with what they eat, but it's a party. They have to be a kid and have some lollies. So I have to let go and allow that to happen, and hope, and only hope that what I instill in them, that they know that what's healthy foods, what's everyday foods to eat, what stuff you can have sometimes, that I have to let go and trust that what I've done, it's their journey. I can't do it for them.
I think they are aware. So in their unconscious mind, they have already gotten those values which you have given them right from their birth, right?
Exactly.
But now
Exactly.
they are children, and lollies attract children. However,
Yes.
maybe when they are 10 years old, when they've got enough like control and thinking, logical reasoning,
Yes.
they will make better choices, and that's good enough. So right now they are
Exactly.
children and they will be children, right? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, they
Exactly. So
can't go
yeah,
on a diet right now. Like, no, I'm off lollies. That's not we will ever
yeah,
get from a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, right? Like,
exactly. I mean, you've got to be. I have found like I have had to really be very creative and really mix things up a lot with my kids, because
mm,
if I do say no all the time with my son, then that will just lead to a meltdown. So I really have to be, a lot of the time I actually ask him, what should we do? How will we do that? Like, how are we
wow.
going to walk to preschool when it's, a few Ks away and we have his younger sister with us? How are we going to do it?
Hmm.
And then when he figures it out, he's like, oh, okay, Mum, yeah, maybe we can't do that. And I'm like, great. But yet again, I have to give him plant that seed and let him figure out sometimes. I have to find that balance between no and then allowing him to figure out some stuff, because he will push against the no every time. He
Yep.
wants to be in charge.
Yeah. Yeah, which is so good,
So,
because by just giving him the power to decide, he feels you're giving him significance, right? And
yeah,
significance is the
exactly.
doorway to the soul. So you're
Yes,
straight away
yes,
connecting with his soul, and
yes,
uh,
yes.
this is this is like, in the big picture, in the long run,
Mm-hmm.
taking the relationship of the mom and the son to the next level, just by this one little thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Mm.
So I definitely try and involve them and get them thinking about, because even this morning he wanted to chop his hair off. He wanted to be, he started chopping it in the bathroom, and I'm like, great, okay.
That's so adorable, right,
so
kids?
but my mission has now been that I really want to help mums really get grounded and become really aware, because one of the things I noticed when I became a mum
Mm-hmm.
and went through a lot of challenging times when I was really not staying in my power, I was having my own meltdowns.
Mm.
And secondly, I felt like I was dumping some stuff on them, which is my stuff to hold. So as the process went by, I became very aware of what was mine to hold and not
To pass
put it
on to
on to
them.
them,
Yeah.
pass on to them.
Yeah.
So my main aim is to really help mums to really find their balance, their power,
Mm.
and 100% find their inner voice, their intuition, that guidance system, that they don't need anything outside of themselves to make a decision. They don't have to talk to 10 people about it. They can go within and find out and save their energy.
Totally.
And they don't need to, they can find their path. They know what is right for their child. Mothers know what is right for their child.
Yep.
And then follow and trust that voice, and trust it, and follow the crumbs, and trust
Yep.
and build that trust. And I really don't think you can go wrong if you really go within and follow that voice and
Totally.
and your
I
children.
hear you here so much. Like, this is a very personal, what can I say? Not a fight, but it's my, I'm not getting the right word, but this is my struggle. So, like early on,
Yeah,
I decided formulas are not made for my baby. So
yeah,
I have never given her even a single taste of formula. So she's always
yeah,
had breast milk. And,
yeah,
when I wasn't, what can I say, not having enough milk,
yeah,
I gradually shifted her to cow's milk.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
I had people from everywhere telling me that she would become anemic, she would have less iron, she would have no minerals, not enough nutrition. But I believe that she's getting all that nourishment
yeah,
from the food,
yeah,
and she doesn't need a supplement, you know.
yeah. No,
So
I mean,
it was
That's the
difficult,
thing.
but I kept my
Yeah.
stand. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what you have to do. And the best thing sometimes is not talking to anybody about what you choose,
Exactly. Yeah.
because the more external forces, the
Mm,
more confusion and then mistrust you have for what you believe is right for your
mm,
child. So, I mean, the problem is so many people are fearful of so many things in life,
yeah.
fearful of everything, and the more you fear, the more fears you will have. Like it will attract more fears.
Totally.
So if you can get out of that fear and lack mindset and be abundant and like, I know my child is getting everything they need. Are they healthy? Are they following their milestones? Are they? Yes. What more proof do we need? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then end of conversation. Don't even enter into that conversation,
Yeah.
because it's not useful. I mean,
Yeah.
unless there's a problem, then you seek help. But I really don't believe that. If you know it's right for your child, no, don't question that. Don't
Yeah.
question it.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah. And
lot of,
I can
and I
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. No, I was there. I'm actually been writing a book for mums since my journey
Wow.
to really empower them on their new mums, pregnant mums, or mums that just need,
Yeah.
a change, something new, something different.
Mm.
And it's gonna be like a lot of information on, what can help you on your journey, what lenses to look out of, what ways you
Yeah.
need to change things and move through things, and letting go and stopping the competition and
Mm.
comparison. Because for me, at the beginning stages, that comparing my child really took away some special moments from me. And I'm
I can imagine.
seriously committed that other mums do not go through the
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that I went through.
Yeah.
So I really want to speak about it, and it's not, being an aware, conscious parent is not an easy thing, but the rewards are
Oh, immeasurable.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And like as you're saying, even if we end up comparing sometimes, alongside having the awareness that, we don't need to compare. Like, I'm a coach and I
yeah,
help business owners not compare themselves with other business
yeah,
models, or not compare themselves with other people who are, maybe
yeah,
a step ahead of them. But then I get tempted every now and then to compare my child to others. And then,
yeah,
like, I do make the comparison, and then I'm about to get worried, but then just in time, I'm like, okay, Shilpa, relax. She's a happy child and she's a healthy
yeah,
child.
yeah,
That's all you need.
exactly. And
So,
and the more you do that, the quicker it will be, because your ego will, which wants to quite,
yeah,
put in fear
yeah.
and make you not so happy. It will challenge you
Yep,
to keep you safe,
yep.
and your child safe. And once you're aware of it, you're like, hello, yes, you've come to visit me. Well, I don't
Thank
need you right
you.
now. I'm quite fine. And,
Yes,
and it's like a little
exactly.
visitor, and we're going to have all these visitors all the time. But
I
if you
love
can look
that.
at it as an external visitor and go, thank you, but no, thank you, I don't need you right now.
Yeah, yeah. I love that metaphor, by the
And
way.
just,
Beautiful.
yeah, see it as like a visitor coming, and like sadness, like depression, like
Yeah,
anything. Hello, they're trying to tell you something, but it might
yeah,
not be so useful for you. And then you refocus, because obviously where you focus on will determine what you feel
yeah.
and where
And
your energy
just
will go.
like you said, it was a visitor. There's another analogy that I had, mentioned to one of my clients on a coaching call very spontaneously. So I just told him that, this mini me of yours is like a little baby, right? And a baby
Yeah,
pops up its head every 2 hours. It wants milk, and if you just give it the love and attention it needs,
yeah,
give it the
yeah.
attention, feed it,
Nurture
and it'll go back to sleep, right? So, I
it. Yeah,
mean, that's a more relevant analogy to use in your, in your courses with moms, right? Like,
yeah, definitely. Well, also being aware of why, asking it, why have you visited? Why? What are you wanting? Why am I in lack of something? There's something
yeah.
deeper. There's always something deeper. If you dig deeper and go down to what's actually the
Mm.
source, then you can break free of that pattern, that conditioning that's been happening. And it may happen in other areas of your life. It may be a similarity or when women can compare themselves to other mums, you compare yourself, you as a mum to another mum, or what they're doing or what you're not doing, and that overwhelm sets in, and then you just don't have that freedom and peace to be the mum you really want to be. It's and I've been there. It's clouded. You are responsible. You are your own person. Follow your heart, and you cannot go wrong with your child. You instinctively know what is best. It's look in ancient wisdom. I mean, they didn't go outside of themselves.
I know.
No.
They didn't have the internet. They did not have so many books.
No Google.
I know. Yeah. So
and that's another thing. Don't go and Google anything.
I swear, I mean, you can find a yes and a no for everything on Google.
And that is what I'm saying, is that when I had my child, I was in confusion. You cannot have clarity when you're confused. So I didn't know what was right, what I was, was this right for my son? I mean, how do I going to get him to sleep longer? And hindsight a beautiful thing. I now can see those patterns, those ways I was being, and that's why I just am so determined and so committed to sharing what I have learned on my journey to help other mums really break through and get through some of these really challenging times with kids, because the challenging times won't end, but how you're going to show up and deal with them, that is the source of your true happiness.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. So Nina, it's almost like time for wraps, but I still want to get something more out of you.
Yes.
So I'm thinking if you can help us with maybe 2 or 3 of your very specific struggles, like really specific struggles. They were really tough for you, and maybe the formula that helped you turn it around.
Yeah.
So
3
problems and 3 answers. Really
I definitely had the comparison, as I call it, the curse of comparison with my child.
Okay.
My firstborn child. Definitely the curse of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I really struggled, because not only was I sleep deprived, which most new mums are, but that comparison of that I'm not getting this sleep, my son's not sleeping, what's wrong with me? Why can I not do this?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? And it wasn't me. My son just didn't want to sleep. He just wanted to catnap. Everything I tried. I mean, the crazy things you try, the timing, you go crazy and like, oh my gosh, one great night and I've got to replicate it exactly. I've got to do exactly the same thing the next night because that was the night. And then it doesn't work and you're like, what? And you're pulling your hair out. So in terms of like a blueprint of a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with as a mum, the shift was really within me. The shift was to say no thank you to anything external. It was shutting out a lot of the external and really going within, meditating, listening to how I was feeling, what thoughts were popping in my head and following those thoughts. Less talking to people about what was happening, more going within, and becoming super conscious, super aware of exactly, even if I spoke something and I would dissect it and like, well, where's that coming from? Why do I feel that? Why am I thinking that? And going to the root cause of what was going on. So it was a real awakening. It was becoming conscious, holding my own stuff and not putting it onto my child. Allowing them to be exactly how they are and me dealing with it. So my son won't sleep. How am I going to deal with that? Well, I'm going to surround myself with as much support as I can. I'm going to find ways to get more, to feel good without sleep, because sleep wasn't a certainty. So what can I control in my environment? What can I control? Not thinking about what I can't control and trying to control what I can't, because I couldn't control that. So what can I control? Well, I can eat really well. I can have a nap when he sleeps, or I can meditate, which meditating gives you that prana, that energy, more so than sleep. So I could meditate. I would lie down and meditate. Not traditionally meditation. Lie down, have a moment, a pause, do something that brings you joy every day that will give you energy. There's so many things you can do, but it's really going within and figuring out what's going to work for you, as well as not reacting to the situation. So
responding instead.
Responding, yes.
Yeah.
Breathing.
I love it.
Breathe. Breathing before you react, because naturally your child does something, you want to go and react.
Yeah.
Stopping, pause, breathe, pause. Yeah. Allow whatever is happening to unfold. Be okay with what's happening. Let it unfold exactly how it is. And then ground yourself, get a bit calm, and then go from there. Because if you have that pause, that moment of silence, that gap between, then you're going to deal with it differently. You're not in your ego. You're not in your chaotic, stressful mind, and you're not in your fight and flight mode.
Yeah.
You just stand still, and it's happening. It's happening. And how you react, if you don't react, it will change the scenario. The energy will shift. You're not going to be coming from a place of fear, of lack of challenge. You're going to be coming from your heart space. You need that gap, though. Totally. Your kids, as you know, they're drawing on the walls. Gap. Breathe.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Walk over. What's going on? Why are you drawing on the walls? The more you go, get off the wall, da, 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 like this, yell, scream, have your own tanty, it escalates the scenario. They're going to want to draw on more walls.
Totally.
So it's really change yourself. You'll change the dynamic between you and your child, and you'll change everything, really. Like, you be the change and your life will change.
Yeah. And like from all that you said, what I just picked up was no book or no guideline can define your child, because it's really those books are highly generalized versions of information. And like
a lot of the books, they keep you stuck in a routine. Yeah. And every child is different. Everyone's unique. That's why when you compare yourself to somebody else, you're always going to be suffering, because nobody is the same. Nobody can live the same life. No one's genetically the same. No one looks the same. Yep. It's like comparing a rose to a sunflower. I mean, you may as well forget about it. You're never going to be the rose. So yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah, really. Because, one more thing is, like, there were times when I was feeling like I'm not enough, or I'm not parenting my girl appropriately, because, she's not sleeping at 7 p.m. when all Aussie children are in bed. So, mine sleeps at 8:30 or sometimes 9, sometimes even 11 p.m. But I let her be, because, so if I don't let her be, I will be frustrated. I will lock myself with her in the room and just fight with her for the 4 hours, 7 to 11, but she will still sleep at 11, and before I know, like, by the time I'm able to bring her to a routine of 7 p.m., she has grown a month older, and her body is going through a new set of changes, and now she just automatically sleeps at 8. So, just messing up
it's always going to change things. How another thing is, how do you deal with all the changes that are going on? You become solid in yourself. You become grounded. Then you can deal with whatever's going on, whatever happens with your child, whatever goes down. You are okay with whatever, exactly what's going on. It's okay. And also, I also believe, looking at life, that you are complete and you have all that you need within you right now.
Yep.
And secondly, that whatever happens outside of you, you can handle. You're not going to be given anything that you can't handle. So, and life is not meant to be the easy road. It's not sunshine, unicorns all the time.
I love it. Yeah. Beautiful.
But learning from those challenges, learning what is the universe asking you to do? It's asking you to grow. It's asking you to change something. It's asking something of you. You don't learn a lesson the first time, it's going to arrive again.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what your children are there for. They're there to wake you up. They're there to go, Mommy, Mommy, look at me. This is what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you to stop being over there. I'm trying to show you to be here right now. This is where I'm at. I'm here. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right now. That's all I'm worrying about. Why are you thinking about next year when I'm here right now? I want to be with you. That's all they want.
Wow, I just
I
love
want
how
to
you put it right
play.
now.
They want to play. They want, and when you can tap into that playfulness with them, time just time disappears. You connect with them, and that is what I believe is the most important thing. You connecting with your child every day, every moment, that connection.
Yep.
And they become a teenager, they will be drawn to you. They that connection, nothing can get in the way of that connection.
Yep.
And that connection, like my son was saying the other day, he goes, Mummy, because he's starting school this year, he's like, Mummy, when you're in Randwick at the gym, because I do some work at the gym, when you're at Randwick at the gym and I'm at my new school, which is a little bit further away, we'll be connected. And I'm like, exactly. Wow. We're connected. Because no matter where we are, I try and really tap in these sort of ideas to my kids that we're all connected. We're all the same. We're all the same. We all got the same problems. All mothers got the same problems. The problem is the truth is not always being told.
Yeah.
The dads tell the truth usually. The dads do.
Yeah, but I think, what you've given your children, like he is, I'm imagining 5-ish, right?
5, yeah.
Yeah. And if he's talking this spiritual language of, we are connected irrespective of where we are, which is...
he talks to angels, which I'm like, my heart is so full when he talks. I hear him at bedtime praying to the angels. I'm like, my job is done. Seriously, if he's got some support there, like that for me is just beautiful.
Yeah. Wow, well done. I think you're just totally leading by example for your children and for your clients.
Yeah.
So, so good,
Thank
Nina.
you.
This is so refreshing
Thank you.
to have such a perspective on parenting. It's really so good.
I really, all of it is my learning. It's nothing there's no tool and strategy that I'm trying to push. It's everything that's something that I've been trying my best to do, and I'm still trying every day. I'm still trying to show up. I'm still trying to detach. I'm still trying to deal with the drama, the chaos, the craziness, which happens. But the more I can be okay with the crazy and the chaos, the more aligned I feel, the more connected I feel with the kids. And you know what? That stuff doesn't matter. It's outside of us. What matters is our connection with our children and how we show up every day and they watch every move we make. So
yeah, beautiful. Yeah. All right. I think that was a really power-packed closure.
Thank you so much for the time.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, Nina, I'm just going to stop the recording. It was so fantastic having you.